I don't know about everybody else, but ever since I got out of high school, life has been just one big. It's been just crazy. It's just been nuts. One situation after another. You're trying to work towards the goals you have in mind, and you run into so many things that could get in the way. Things that you probably are, certain things, some of these things you're probably doing and don't even realize that it's an issue until you really sit down with yourself and you really think about what trajectory your life is in right now. And it's those little habits you do every day that make up who you are or who you are becoming. And anytime you plan something out and you go with it and it doesn't work out, it spins you in the other direction where you try getting to that same result but in a different way. And in a different way. And in a different way. And sometimes you might even try the same way, hoping for a different result, because the chance of there being a different result is there, like a gamble. And you take so many losses, and you're looking around and you're like what's going on? What's with all these challenges? What's with all these obstacles that I have to face that make one heck of a story of a life? A story that is only going to be known if it's recorded. Back in 2022, I had this opportunity, this same opportunity that I'm having right now. And back in 2022, I had this truck. I was in love with the truck. In 2023, I ended up selling the truck. But the point is that it had the truck since 2019. But in 2022, I had to leave the house because the family's getting really toxic. And they are so driven by competing with each other and hating on each other and all this other mess. And that's not the kind of environment that I want for myself. And they drew the line with me when I had the truck parked and I slept over, and I woke up the next morning. And I was staying there for a while, but I was in the process of leaving. And just when I almost got everything situated, I go outside and my tires were slashed. I had slashed tires. And they know, and I know, that there was a particular family member that's in the family who did it. And deep down in the core of everyone, they all knew who did it. And yet, It was kept a secret from me, even though it wasn't really a secret because I knew who did it. It was kept a secret from me to try to protect this family image that's not even real. And they were willing to call the cops on me and everything just because I was mad about it. And so that pulled the straw for me. I went out. And they were nice new tires too. But I went out, got me some used tires, replaced them with the used tires, and I packed my stuff and I left. And I was living in the truck for 8 months straight. And something was telling me to record the whole thing, but I didn't. I'm doing this same thing again. The same method, but with a different vehicle. One that's supposed to be more reliable. But I noticed that there was a mistake in my plans. Because the vehicle is not in its best the brand, it might be a better brand, but it's not in the as nice of a condition as my Jeep was. It wasn't in as nice condition as this Jeep was, but I still made it through with the Jeep. And even with this vehicle, I believe I'll make it through. I'm driving a Toyota Sienna. And I've been through a lot of crap at that house that I need to escape from it. And I'm 24 now, and I've been trying to get out since I was 22. 22 is when I really started to try. Before I was 22, I just felt outright lost in life. Like I had no direction or anything. Didn't know where to go or what to do or anything. And since I was 19, I've been seeking what it is. Since I was 19, I've been seeking what it is that I'm supposed to be doing out here. And when I was 22, when I was 19, I was seeking it, but I still kind of had people around me, like friends and such from high school, that I kind of distracted myself a little bit with them by going out, going to beaches and going out to these places. And to come to think of it, I took some pretty major risks along the way. And I noticed that I can't seem to stop doing that. I tend to take major risks, and I take them, bro. And I'm taking one now. Not in this video, but in my circumstances. There's a particular thing that I'm doing that's supposed to get me by, and there's a big risk with it. A huge risk. As big as the risk that I took when I was hanging out with these friends. I take these risks like it's nothing, dude. I take these risks like it's nothing. I don't understand what it is. I just tend to just do that. And to me, it's like, it's not even a big deal. It's so easy to do. And yet at the same time, so risky and dangerous. And I take these decisions because I believe that the end result is in my best interest, and that's why I take these risks. And a lot of the time, if not majority of the time, I'm grateful that I took the risk. There's certain risks, as much as I like to say that I feel lost, I still kind of feel lost, and I still kind of feel stuck. I, at least now at 24, after all these years of seeking and finding and trying to figure things out, I feel like I have some type of idea of what kind of direction I want to go in that could really help me get this thing together. And along the way, it took me taking some major risks. And when I say risks, I mean, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I took that Jeep one time, hanging out with a bunch of friends, drove all the way out to Rhode. I'm talking, imagine living in the center of Connecticut, which is where I live, like near the center area of Connecticut. From that point, a little bit more towards the left side, but in the center. Kind of like if you had the state of Connecticut in like the palm of your hands, and you put a dot right in the middle, and then you push that dot over to the left a little bit. So if you were to get a world map, try it. That way you get an idea of what this risk looks like. But put a dot there and then go all the way out across Rhode Island, all the way to like the end. Across Rhode Island, at the literally driving right through Rhode Island, like you're cutting it in half, and you end up at the beach on the corner of Rhode Island. You kind of end up there. Imagine driving that far with no insurance and no registration, and making it there and back with no issues. That is risky. And I take these risks because people do not understand my situation. They do not. It's not because it literally has to do with the money. It literally has to do with the money. And I don't have a choice. I have to take these risks, because if I don't, I'll drown under my feet. And nobody's going to understand what I mean by that. But there is a particular situation that I am dealing with, that if I don't push through and take some of these risks to make money quickly and be able to save it quickly, there's a reason why I do things that way. Not to say that I don't want to pay the insurance, because I will, because I currently have this particular Toyota minivan that I'm in right now. I have this thing insured. I do. But during that time, I was driving my precious Jeep. I was 21. This was before I moved out. This is when people were hanging around me a lot, and I was just enjoying myself with them. At this point in time, I'm 24, and when I look around the town that I had so many friends in, there is nothing left here, dude. There is absolutely nothing left here. There is no friends left. There is nobody left in this town. Nobody. I'm sitting in this town, and it feels so dark. It feels Like, you just know that it's long been high time for you to leave. Long been. And yet you've been trying. You save your money, and you being young, right? You know that you need that money to make certain decisions so that you can start learning, because you don't learn. I learned everything off of experience. I've never learned. I haven't had anybody in my life to teach me this and teach me that, because I came from a background where the adults in my life were trying to prevent me from getting somewhere with my life. That's it. That was their entire goal. A normal parent out there would help their kid get their life together, push them to do that. I had adults around me who tried to prevent me from doing that, to try to keep me in a childlike state, a dependent state on them. But I refused. I will not go down like that. I'd rather take these risks. I'd rather push it to the edge than to be like that. I already told all of you, right? I already told you all. Either I push through or I drown under my feet. A lot of you don't get it. It's a fight for my future. And a lot of you may be asking, well, what about all these years that have passed by? Have you been working? Yeah, I've been working nonstop in multiple different places, countless different places. I've had at least more than 10 jobs. I've had, let's see, I'm going to try to count. By the time I graduated high school, I already had 2 jobs at one point. By the time I graduated, I've already worked 2 jobs before. 1, 2, and then the job I got after high school was my 3rd job that I've ever had. That was after high school. Now, you guys are wondering, well, if your situation was that bad, then why didn't you save up some of that money? Because I was dating and I was distracted by women and I gave into lust. And they led me astray. Along with my money. Trusting and hoping that maybe this woman is a good woman. Wasn't a good woman. She wasn't. And I thought she was hoping that she probably was. Because I always knew that if I could have a girl by my side out here, that would make life, because 2 heads are better than 1. That would make life a lot easier. Not to say that it's not about being lazy, because I'm not freaking lazy, but it's also about knowing how to, think strategically. Think strategically. It's smart to find a partner. It really is. That's smart. If you can have a partner by your side and the relationship is healthy and you guys get along and things work out, or you take at least some time to understand each other or whatever, 2 heads is better than 1 if you pick the right person. If you don't, then yeah, that's why your relationship sucks. And if you do have the wrong person, then, because I'm sorry to say, but there's a lot of people out here you can't help. I would say, try to help this person or whatever, but due to my own personal experience, I would say there really is certain men and women out here that you just cannot help. Trust me on that. And I'm 24 saying that. And a lot of you probably learn this by the time you hit 30 or 40. And I'm saying this in my 20s because I have been through a lot. And honestly, I would have never expected going through as much as I've been through at this age. I would have never expected myself to be 24 right now. And honestly, I feel like I don't give myself enough credit. I would have never expected myself to be 24 and go through the things that I've gone through. Honestly, like, it's insane, especially when it comes to dealing with family members. Like, that's where all the hell breaks loose. And what do you call it? And then on top of that, along with that, there's certain decisions I've made when I was younger, you know, because I knew these people weren't going to be around forever. So I figured I could at least enjoy some time with them before they're gone for good, like they are now. And I'm telling you, I had like a nice group of friends even after high school. This group was completely different. This group of people were not the people that I was surrounded by when I was in high school. These were high school people I knew that we started chilling after high school. And I'm telling you guys, everybody moved out of the state. Everybody's gone. There's only a few of us that are still here in this state from high school. And I could smell it, that my time is coming. My time is coming to get out of this state, bro. And I'm going through a lot just to make sure it happens. A lot. I never would have thought that I would have to plan so many things and have to organize so many things. And I have to rely so much on myself, so much so that if I want to see myself get ahead and at the same time still be able to feed myself, yup, I said it, feed myself, bathe myself, do my own laundry, do everything on my own without a house, just in a vehicle, I need to save up as much money as I can. I'm telling you, especially if I'm living off of the seasons. I have to make wise decisions based off of what season it is. Oh, it's summer. I guess it's okay to sleep in the car. Oh, it's winter. I got to go find somewhere to settle. You know, and when you're dealing with these kind of circumstances, yeah, sometimes driving the vehicle with no insurance or whatever, or, you know, insurance, it's the big thing. Registration is not. It's the insurance. Insurance is the big one. But learning how to drive without that and yet being safe, right? Driving safely. I could be a little reckless at times, but I'm not an idiot. A lot of people, they think that they really downplay the human mind and its capabilities to do things strategically and wisely and all this other mess.